Picture this. It's a Tuesday morning, the start of another routine day. You're sorting through junk mail and then you see it, a plain white envelope from the IRS. Your heart skips a beat and a sense of dread washes over you. You open it. Your tax return has been selected for examination. You're being audited. The words seem to jump off the page. Suddenly you're replaying every deduction, every number, every receipt in your mind. Was it that home office? That charitable donation? You start second-guessing every decision. Did you really claim your cat as a dependent? The absurdity of it all makes you chuckle nervously. It feels personal, like you've been singled out, targeted. But here's the truth. It's almost never random. There's a method to the madness. The IRS doesn't pick names from a hat. It's not a lottery. Their methods are calculated, data-driven, and designed to find returns that stand out. They use sophisticated algorithms and data analytics. Understanding how their system works is your first defense. Knowledge is your shield. The panic you feel? That's by design. But knowledge is power. Arm yourself with information. The IRS isn't all-seeing. It's a bureaucracy running on old computers and predictable rules. They have limitations. They're looking for the easiest cases, the returns that scream, "Something's off!" They want the low-hanging fruit. Your job? Be boring. Be unremarkable. Don't stand out. Blend in with the crowd. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're revealing the secrets. By the end, you'll know the triggers and how to avoid them. You'll be prepared. Because yes, they're looking. And now you'll know what they're looking for. The IRS uses the Discriminant Information Function, or DIF score, a kind of tax credit score. Every return is run through this system. A low score? You're average. A high score? You're a neon sign. The DIF compares your numbers to millions of others, by income, profession, and location. If your deductions or income are way outside the norm, your score jumps. The highest scores get flagged for a real agent to review. Most audits aren't random. They're targeted by this algorithm. The IRS isn't judging you. It's judging your numbers. Know the rules and you can avoid breaking them. Your return is always compared to others, never just seen in isolation. The system is math, not magic. If you know what stands out, you can avoid being the outlier. The IRS doesn't just compare you to others, they compare you to yourself. Sudden changes in income or deductions? Red flag. Consistency is your friend. Wild swings are your enemy. Your tax returns tell a story. The IRS wants it to make sense. They also compare you to your professional peers. If you're a plumber deducting art and travel, you'll stand out. Documentation is your shield. If you have a legitimate reason for a big change, keep proof. The IRS can't read your mind, just your numbers. Deviate from your norm or your industries, and you'll need answers. Be ready to explain before they even ask. The IRS doesn't just trust your word. Every W-2, 1099, and mortgage statement is sent to them too. Their computers match these forms to your return. If there's a mismatch, you're flagged. Forgetting a 1099 isn't a mistake. It's a trigger. They also use public info. If your Instagram shows yachts but your return shows $45K, expect questions. Tips from whistleblowers or ex-employees can spark an audit. The IRS can see more than you think. Property records, car registrations, and more. Assume everything is connected. In the digital age, hiding is nearly impossible. Report honestly and make sure your numbers match what the IRS already knows. Your data trail is longer than you think. Some behaviors light up the IRS's radar. First, hobby losses. If your business never makes money, it's a hobby. No deductions allowed. Second, crypto. The IRS now asks directly about virtual currency. Lying is perjury. US exchanges report your activity. Every crypto sale or purchase is a taxable event. The IRS is cracking down. Third, cash businesses. If you deal in cash, the IRS is watching. Underreporting is common and obvious. Banks report cash deposits over $10,000. Trying to skirt this by making smaller deposits is a federal crime. These areas, hobbies, crypto, cash, are audit magnets. If you're in these spaces, keep meticulous records. Know the rules, and don't assume the IRS can't see what you're doing. They can, and they are. Be twice as careful if you're in a high-risk category. The line between personal and business is thin. Don't blur it. Let's see how this works in real life. Every year, thousands of Americans file their taxes, hoping to avoid the dreaded audit. But for some, a few risky choices or simple mistakes can set off alarm bells at the IRS. Take David, a construction business owner. He paid workers under the table and dipped into business funds for personal expenses, thinking he could outsmart the system. but his numbers didn't add up. Payroll records and reported revenue told two different stories. The IRS audited him, disallowed his deductions, and hit him with heavy penalties. In the end, David lost his business and his reputation. Then there's Maria, a freelance writer juggling multiple gigs. She lost track of her 1099s and underreported her income, not out of malice, but out of disorganization. The IRS matched her forms, sent her a bill for the difference, and she had to pay up. No fraud, just a costly oversight that could have been avoided with better record keeping. Dr. Chen, a high-earning surgeon, made generous charitable donations, but kept poor records. He assumed his good deeds would speak for themselves. The IRS disallowed every deduction he couldn't prove, costing him thousands of dollars and a lot of stress. In every case, the audit wasn't random. The IRS uses sophisticated software to spot patterns and inconsistencies. Their actions created red flags the IRS is designed to catch: discrepancies, mismatched numbers, and missing documentation. David's payroll didn't match his reported revenue, raising immediate suspicion. Maria's income didn't match her 1099s, a classic trigger for an audit letter. Dr. Chen's deductions were poorly documented, making them easy targets for disallowance. These taxpayers weren't just unlucky, they were predictable. Their mistakes fit patterns the IRS is trained to find. The lesson is clear: the system works, and it's always watching for outliers. If you give the IRS a reason, they'll find you. So don't make it easy for them. Don't be an easy target. Take your records seriously and protect yourself from unnecessary scrutiny. Keep your story straight, your records tight, and your numbers reasonable. Good habits are your best defense. Audits are triggered by patterns, not by bad luck. Learn from their mistakes and don't repeat them. The IRS is always looking for outliers, so make sure you blend in, not stand out. Ex-IRS agents know the secrets to staying off the radar. First, sloppiness invites scrutiny. The IRS is trained to spot mistakes that most people overlook, and even small errors can trigger a closer look at your return. Math errors, misspelled names, or wrong social security numbers make agents suspicious. Use tax software and double-check everything before you file. Even a simple typo can be enough to get your return flagged for review. Second, don't take aggressive deductions in gray areas. If you're unsure whether something qualifies, it's better to be cautious than to risk an audit. The home office deduction is a classic trap. Only claim what's reasonable and defensible. If you stretch the truth, you're inviting questions you may not want to answer. Third, good record keeping is your best defense. Keep every receipt, invoice, and document that supports your deductions and income. An audit is a documentation test. No receipts, no deduction. If you can't prove it, you lose it. Show up organized, and agents want to finish quickly. They're looking for easy cases, not battles with well-prepared taxpayers. Show up with a shoebox of receipts and they'll dig deeper. Disorganization signals there may be more to find. Finally, never ignore an IRS notice. The worst thing you can do is pretend it doesn't exist. Respond immediately, even if you can't pay. The IRS is more willing to work with you if you communicate early and honestly. The IRS has powerful collection tools. Don't let penalties pile up. Communication is key. Ignoring them only makes things worse. They offer payment plans, but silence is seen as defiance. If you reach out, you'll often find options you didn't know existed. The neat, organized taxpayer is the one agents want to move on from. Don't make yourself interesting. Blend in by being prepared and accurate. Be boring, be accurate, and respond promptly. The less memorable your return, the better. That's how you stay out of trouble and keep the IRS from knocking on your door. How do you build an audit-proof life? It's not about loopholes, it's about habits. Be obsessively organized. Use accounting software, track mileage with an app, separate business and personal accounts. Know your industry's norms. If your expenses are way outside the average, be ready to explain. Hire a professional if you need one. A good CPA is worth it, especially if you're self-employed or have a complex return. File on time, even if you can't pay everything. Filing late is a huge mistake. The IRS is more lenient with those who communicate and file on time. Being audit-proof is about diligence, awareness, and proactive communication. Make yourself the most boring, predictable taxpayer possible. Don't give the IRS a reason to look twice. Build your defense before you need it. That's how you win. We've peeked inside the IRS black box: diff scores, data matching, red flags. The IRS isn't your enemy, but it's not your friend. It's a machine built to collect money. Your goal isn't to beat the IRS, it's to never stand out. Keep meticulous records. Understand what triggers scrutiny. Be honest and transparent. Don't be an easy win for the IRS. Knowing the rules gives you power. Check your deductions, match your 1099s, and run your side hustle like a real business. Every secret here is a tool for a safer financial life. Play by the rules and know them better than anyone. Taxes aren't just a chore. They're your annual defense. Organize, check, and get help if you need it. The IRS plays by predictable rules. Know them, respect them, and you'll have nothing to fear. That plain white envelope, it'll probably never come.